Let's say I came to you, Dad, and I said, hey, I want to buy a 2021 Toyota Tundra, and I showed this to you. What would you advise me? What would you counsel me to do? Would you say, okay, go back to the dealer and work this? Would you go look at a market price report? Would you say, hey, take the deal? What would you be? What would your advice be? So we are back. We've got a fun episode today. We're actually going to be doing a deal analysis for one of our subscribers, a nice gentleman named Ken. He ended up buying a Toyota Tundra, and he made us privy to the whole process. And we're going to walk whoever's watching this, through that. But before we do, our friendly reminder that the market price report, the browser extension, the Your Auto Advocate dashboard, all that fun stuff, it is launching soon, sometime after the presidential election. And up until then, you can get a free Your Auto Advocate t-shirt. Either it's taxable, it's negotiable, or knowledge is power. All you have to do to enter that contest is comment down below. We are still holding out hope, at least I am in my camp, that we do a Kevin Hunter reaction video. The only way we'll do it is if we get, let's say, 500 comments on this video. I'm doing a high number, Dad. 500 comments on this video. And at least like half of them got to be like, do a Kevin Hunter reaction video. And that can be your entry into the contest. Please, I just want to see my dad do a Kevin Hunter reaction video. And I think that's the only way I'll be able to compel him to do it.
I think I will have quit by then. Oh, God.
Gosh, I'm excited for that. Okay, and one other thing to mention before we hop into the video, our continued sponsor, which we can't thank them enough, findthebestcarprice.com. Go down in the description below, findthebestcarprice.com/insider, aggregating manufacturer incentives, dealer discounts, all that stuff in one place. Click on the link, makes us happy, makes Jeff happy, potentially could even make you happy by helping you find the best car price. We appreciate their continued support of Your Auto Advocate.
Is aggregating a fancy word for saying they gather?
You are on your A game today, Dad. Yes, sir.
I'm on a game. Whether or not it's my A game is another question.
All right, so let's hop into this. So Ken sent us over, Dad, the dealer invoice.
Yes.
So what I was thinking we would do, and I just want to confirm, you can see my screen, right?
I can see your screen.
Perfect. Okay, so we have the dealer invoice and we have the out-the-door quote that Ken got. I want to walk through both of them and just get your feedback on them. And I guess what we could also do is I could open up another tab and we could throw in some like Toyota Tundras in his area into the market price report just to give it a test there as well. But I'll let you kind of guide me at that point. But yeah, what do you think? What do you say? Why don't we start by looking at the invoice and talking over what Ken got from the dealer and how you would handle the process?
Okay. Well, what you can see here on the invoice is it lists the vehicle for the Chicago region. The pricing, the invoice pricing is the same nationally, but there can be some slight different charges to the dealer regionally because, believe it or not, there's still an independent Toyota distributor in I believe it's the Southeast. Most of the vehicles throughout the country come from Toyota directly, but in the Southeast, they're distributed through a separate distribution channel that is not necessarily owned by Toyota. So we're under MSRP. You'll see what the base MSRP is for the vehicle, $45,440, and then it lists, for instance, the limited premium package, the TRD off-road package, and what the suggested retail prices are for those different items. On the right-hand side is the dealer invoice, which is what the dealer gets charged. So the base invoice pricing for that $45,000 truck is $42,032. And then you can see what the markup is for the different packages. It's not a substantial markup, but there is some markup built in there. If you scroll down to the bottom of the invoice, you'll see a disclaimer that the invoice may not reflect dealer's ultimate vehicle cost. Dealer receives a reserve of, I think that says $1,062, which includes a PPO reserve. And I don't know what PPO stands for, of $150, and it also includes a wholesale finance reserve of $466. What that wholesale finance reserve is floor plan assistance. So, for instance, if you ordered the truck and it comes in and you pick it up 2 or 3 days after the truck got in, well, that $466 just becomes extra profit because there will be no finance charges from the floor planning source because it's going to get paid off so quickly. So that finance reserve goes to offset some of their financing costs for themselves to floor plan that vehicle.
We did a video on the ordering a car directly from the factory.
Yes.
And you go in depth on that. So we'll link that up in the top right. Definitely watch that video if you're interested in that, because that's another way that you can negotiate the price of that factory order vehicle. And it's great, and it's really cool to see it here on the actual invoice.
Yes, and so that $1,062, the bulk of that is holdback. Okay, so those are the 3 items that are made up in that $1,062. Holdback, PPO, and I'm not sure what the PPO stands for, and the finance reserve, so to help pay for floor plans. So you can see that the total MSRP of the vehicle with the handling fees and everything, and handling fees, I'm assuming that is the transportation to get it to the dealer.
The destination
is $49,000. Is $49,069, and the dealer invoice is $45,986.77.
What's TDA?
Now that $500.
Yeah.
That's the Toyota Dealer Advertising Association for the Chicago region. They collect on what's that, $550 per vehicle for every vehicle that is invoiced to the dealers in that region that are part of the association, so that they then have advertising dollars as a group to utilize to help drive sales to all of the Toyota dealerships within that dealer association. So that's what that $550 is. And the dealers get charged that. So that's why it becomes part of their invoice cost, because Toyota is taking $550 from them and distributing it to their regionalized advertising production company to put together the regionalized dealer ad association TV spots and radio spots if they do that. So you can see that there's about a little less than $3,000, a little over $3,000 in profit built into the vehicle from invoice to MSRP, plus the $1,062 that they get back as well. So it's a little over $4,000 that the dealer has to work with there.
Perfect. Okay, so thank you for breaking that down. Super interesting, and really excited that you were able to do that. Let's, I guess, look at then the out-the-door quote that Ken got from the dealership. So he got the invoice and he got the OTD quote, and let's break this down. So we've got from Bergstrom, we've got our financing options up here, same truck. All right, let's look at the actual. Let's zoom in here.
So you can see that we knew the MSRP was $49,069, and they've discounted the car. What is that? Just a tad under $4,000?
Yeah, just a tad, like 3,800 or so. Yeah.
Okay. So, and we know that they had just a little over $4,000.
Yeah, we'll come back over here. Zoom right
between the holdback and the profit built into the car was slightly more, maybe $4,100. So that would indicate to me that the front end profit is about $300 on this car, and not only did they get the discount of $3,800 and some dollars, but they're also getting the rebate, the factory rebate from Toyota of $1,500. So ultimately, that $49,000 truck comes in at under 44,000, comes in at $43,681. Wisconsin dealer service fee,
which is their
every
dock
dealership
fee.
has one.
That's their dock fee, right?
That's a dock fee. Is it taxable? So he could and might be able to negotiate that. Yes. The title fee, no. The license fee, no. The electronic title and filing fees, no. He has to pay those. The additional fee of $10. I'm going to assume that might be tire tax, because on every new vehicle sold, there's a tax for the tires to help in the disposal of used tires. They charge a tire tax on every new vehicle sold. You see what the total of all your fees are is $591. The sales tax is the sales tax. The total amount ended up being financed would be $46,773. And you can see he's getting $3,888 off of MSRP plus the $1,500 rebate. So ultimate savings is $5,388 on that Tundra.
And so how does this, I guess if you were in let's say I came to you, Dad, and I said, hey, I want to buy a 2021 Toyota Tundra, and I showed this to you, what would you advise me? What would you counsel me to do? Would you say, okay, go back to the dealer and work this? Would you go look at a market price report? Would you say, hey, take the deal? What would your advice be?
My advice would be, knowing what we know about the invoice pricing, okay, that the dealership is making about $300 plus the dock fee. And what we know from all the stats that we've seen is the average gross profit on new cars today is somewhere between $1,000 and $1,200. And this is at about $300. So it seems to me that the dealer's being pretty aggressive. The only area where I think there could be some movement would be on the dock fee, what they call their services fees, which is really a dock fee. So that's an area that you might be able to get some additional discount from. But the dealer's being pretty aggressive in from what I can see, making about $300 on the deal plus that service fee.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking as well. The fact that you can see clearly by having the invoice and also the invoice outlining the holdback versus the selling price. I mean, you know how much they're making on you. And if it's a pleasant experience, then pull the trigger, especially if you want it. Things could go awry could be in the F&I office, obviously. That's where the gross profit for the dealer can increase considerably. So let's say, on the financing side, or if you're purchasing extended warranties or tire and wheel protection, paint sealant, etc., that can all add up quickly. Because we recently did the third quarter profits video, Dad, where we talked about the fact that Penske Automotive Group's making $3,600 gross profit on the sale of new cars in the third quarter. So I mean, there's money to be made selling cars and trucks. So $300 in front end profit, round it up. Say it's $500 or $600 because of the dock fee. I mean, that's still very competitive, and yeah, I agree. Aggressive is probably the right word to use. And we can happily report that Ken actually did buy his truck, so we'll put a photo of that up there. And we were going back and forth with him. My dad was via email, kind of counseling him through this, which is really cool. But yeah, I think this is a perfect example of a dealer that wants to make a deal, is being open and transparent, and is all you can really ask for when you're negotiating on something that is in such short supply and high demand, like a 2021 Toyota Tundra.
I know, if I remember correctly, one of Ken's questions to me was, well, do you think I can get a better deal in December? Maybe, but if the dealer's being aggressive and the numbers work for you now, I told him I thought if the numbers worked for him now, that if it were me, I would just go ahead and buy the truck. I can't be certain what the future holds. I can only base it on what I've seen happen in the past, but 2020 is far from a normal year for either the country, the world, or the car business. So, could discounts or incentives be greater at the end of the year? Perhaps, enough so that it would. He should give up buying the truck that he wanted now. I wouldn't think so, but and which is why I guess that Ken went ahead and bought the vehicle.
Yeah, exactly. And we were really, thrilled that we were able to help in some capacity. And in all honesty, this is a segment that we want to start doing week over week. So if you have let's call it like deal analysis or deal review, whether you bought the car or not, if you're using the email templates that my dad created, we'll link down below in the description. We have the whole video on how to use those email templates. We'll do follow-up content there as well. If you're using those, you're getting invoices, you're getting the out the door quote. Send that to us, or tell us in the comments. Just somehow let's make this a series if you're interested in it. Remember, we're more interested in doing the reaction video to Kevin Hunter. I'm not letting that go, Dad.
Oh, stop it!
but if you're interested in this deal analysis or deal review, we'll do this once, twice, 3 times a week, and we can toss the VINs into the market price report as well, see what that tells us for the comps in the area. But we're happy. We're thrilled to be able to do this because it seems like Ken got a really good deal. He's super happy, which makes us happy, and everyone wins. Everyone wins.
Okay, I'm going to give you my reaction to the Kevin Hunter videos, and you and your great editing skills can use this however you want. Stop it! Stop it, please!
Yeah. Hey. 500 comments, half of them about Kevin Hunter, enters you in the t-shirt contest. Dad, thanks for doing this. I'm really glad. Having you break down the invoice was super interesting, and I'm really glad that we did that, so thank you.
Glad I could help.
All right, Pops, I love you.
I love you too. Talk to you later, handsome.
Catch you then.
Yeah, bye-bye.